What's up, Dragon Brew? Today we're going to be taking a look at Abzan Counters, because we hadn't really done that much. We think we did it once a couple of seasons ago, maybe last season. Definitely haven't done one this time, so I want to take a look, especially with some cards that may be rotating out soon, that we get one more chance to play with them, and want to make the most of it. Because I think right now, with the way the metagame's shaping up, this could be a good time to roll this deck out for a couple of reasons. So let's go get into it and see what there is to like about this Abzan Counters deck. You know the drill. If you'd like to support the channel, hit that join button down below, and if you need to get supplies for your stuff, check out shop.ultipro.com/PowrDragn and use promo code PowrDragn and you'll save 5%, and they'll give me a small kickback here, so you can help me while helping yourself. Okay, so right off the top, we're going to be looking at a card in Swarm Shambler. This is a card from Zendikar that's going to be gone soon, but this card I think didn't get enough play, honestly, and I think this is exactly the type of deck where we want a card like this, because it can work with a lot of different ways. But you can put a counter on it by tapping it every turn and another mana, but every creature you have that gets targeted by something your opponent controls with a +1/+1 counter produces a 1/1 token, and that's actually important. And we'll get to that with a few ways it works with this deck here in a little bit. So we have Luminarch Aspirant. Obviously, we all know how good this is. There's not a lot to talk about there. Infernal Grasp. This was just kind of a choice because I wanted some other removal, but I also wanted to play black in here for a particular reason. We're going to talk about that in a second. But if I wasn't playing black, and I wanted to say just green-white, I might just play this as a Fateful Absence or something like that. I think that would be a reasonable answer. But I decided I'm going to go with this for now because it's just more solid, and we'll see what happens. We have 4 Gala Greeters. Now, one of the things, too, I want to point out that's a funny interaction with Gala Greeters and Swarm Shambler is that if they do target your stuff, you get more triggers from Gala Greeters. So if your opponent does decide they want to kill your Luminarch Aspirant, as an example, well, then you get +1/+, or you get a 1/1 token that's going to give you a +1/+1, or maybe even treasure or whatever else you might need. So that's actually really good, especially if you get multiple Swarm Shamblers, then everything becomes a real problem for your opponent. So we do like that interaction there. Now, we do have 3 Inscription of Abundance, which we like here because it can put 2 counters on a creature. It can also help you gain life in a pinch, but it can also be a fight spell in a pinch. So it's kind of another removal card, but has some other utility in the deck, which we really like. Kadama of the West Tree, we played this in a few decks now, mostly in our modified deck list, or not modified deck list, but deck list based around modified. Y'all know what I meant. Anyway, this Kadama, anytime you hit with the opponent with the creature with a +1/+1 counter, you get to go search for a land, which is great because we all like having more mana. But more importantly, it gives everything with the +1/+1 counter trample, and that's also big. And it has Secret Reach, which is pretty cool. And Secret Reach is usually creatures that don't look like they have reach, but they do. We have 3 Oran Rifus, and this is just really speeding up the clock. Usually, if your opponent doesn't kill your Oran Rifus, 2 attack steps usually gets it done. It's rare that that's not the case unless things just went way sideways earlier and you're just top decking Oran Rifus after the fact. But this is another card from Zendikar we're just not going to have around much, which is a little bit disappointing. And the same can be said about Grakmaw. This is the other reason we wanted to play black. If all of our things have +1/+1s, then whenever anything dies, Grakmaw is going to get bigger. And that's great because whenever Grakmaw dies, we get another copy that's equal to the size that it was before. The other fun thing about this, though, is that it gives us protection against sweepers, right? So if your opponent does decide they want to Meat Hook or Doomscar or whatever, you're like, great, I'm still getting a 3/3 or 4/4 or however big it was, right? You're getting some extra bonus value there, which is really, really good. And then we have Felidar Retreat. Now, this works great with Grakmaw, obviously, because it can grow all your creatures, so there's more +1/+1s to go around. It can work with Kadama very well, so if you Kadama and you've already had another way to get that mana out, then you go ahead and play Felidar Retreat. Now everything's bigger and trampling and getting you more land that's going to put more counters on things. It can also work with Swarm Shambler, right? So Swarm Shambler gives you those other 1/1 counters, or 1/1 tokens, I should say. And then you're using Felidar Retreat, putting +1. So now you're not just going wide, but you're going tall, right? So we're doing 2 different things there. So yeah, really like the position of this card here. And it's just a quality card after a sweeper, right? Because then every one of your lands becomes a 2/2 body and then some potentially. So that can help you close out the clock even after your opponent swept the board. So we love that. Then Wandering Emperor. Kind of cheating here, but it does give +1/+1s, and we can use it as removal. Not much else to say. However, in a pinch, if we do need a 2/2 body, it can trigger Gala Greeters. It can be another body that gets counters from Felidar Retreat. So it's not nothing. I mean, it actually does have some real value here. And then, of course, we're playing Vorinclex Monstrous Raider because if you can get bonus counters, we might as well, right? And when everything's getting counters or coming into play with counters, obviously Vorinclex is going to speed things up a lot and turn off some of your opponent's stuff, right? You're going to turn off like their whatever, the 1/3 bird or whatever, right? That has that basically has connive, right? You're going to get to turn that off. You can turn off their planeswalkers so they don't get extra counters, which is cool. Any of their stuff that gets +1/+1s like Luminarch aspirants and stuff like that. So it does a lot of work. Also, don't forget that it turns off sagas effectively because they can never level up their sagas. So that's pretty sweet too. But yeah, Vorinclex, really good in here. And it's a solid top deck, right? It's just 6/6 right off the top with haste. And then the other card that's going to give us some protection against removal, assuming it doesn't exile it, we're going to play Ochre Jelly. And Ochre Jelly is actually pretty sweet because a lot of times you can play it for like 4. So then when it dies, you get a 2/2 back. When it comes back, you get a 1/1, right? And on top of that, it can actually get counters from everything else once it's already in play. So if you have it in play alongside like an Oran Refuse or a Felidar Retreat or whatever, like you can keep growing it to keep getting it back. The future copies, maybe it comes back as a 1/1, you turn it into a 2/2, well now to die and come back as a 1/1. Right, so it's a pretty interesting card in this list. And again, it gives you some of that sweeper protection, which we like. The rest of the cards are just lands. So we have a Plains, a Swamp, 7 Forest, Bright Climb Pathway, 1 Shattered Sanctum, 4 Dark Boar Pathway, 2 Deathcap Glade, 4 Branch-Off Pathway, and 3 Overgrown Farmland. And I spent a little bit of time trying to figure out the lands and what I want them to be, mostly because we need to have enough basics that it makes sense for Kodama. Maybe we can cut back a forest to play another multi-land. We'd have to figure out what we want that to be, but that's a real possibility, so we could look at that. But otherwise, yeah, I think the mana is going to be pretty good for us, and these should be some pretty fun games. So as always, y'all enjoy the games, and catch me on the back end of the video, because we'll talk about how we want to update this, or even future changes if we decide to keep playing this deck. So I'll catch you on the other side. Yeah, let's see what we can do with this. I mean, it's playable. It's not exciting, but, you know, it might do a little something. If the opponent puts a 1/1 in the way, then we can just Swarm Shambler. Okay, they didn't. But you know what? We still might just pump a Swarm Shambler. Mostly because if their turn next turn is to play a wolf. Oh, it wasn't to play a wolf. I was thinking we could pump on the attack and still be pretty productive there. Okay. Not bad. See what you want to do. Alright, they're trading. Fair enough. Now, next turn might be another two mana thing and then fight an Oran... Oh, it was not fighting Oran Refuse. What? Okay, then. Time to go ham. Let's put some counters on that ooze. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do here, but we're going to hope it's nothing bad for us. All right. Giant 8-ball. And the turn. And this is also good now, because if they do get something that they can Blizzard Brawl with, we can just kill their thing with a Infernal Grasp. Oh, do they not have anything? That could just be lethal here, folks. All right. Strangest way we will have hit lethal to date, but here we go. These will each get a counter, and that's exactly 10. Okay, that was awesome. Okay, opponent goes for... I guess we keep it. It's a parade of Gala Greeters, I guess. Oh, this is going to be so rough. We're going to need these Gala Greeters to live, and I don't know if they're going to make it, but if they don't, they don't, and we die. All right, hey, good news. They didn't have Luminarch Aspirants. Bad news, if they didn't have one, that means they probably have some exile things on the next couple turns, so... this is going to be a bit of a stretch. But let's see if we can turn this into something. Maybe they only have 2 mana and they're holding a handful of 3/3s. Or 3 mana things. No such luck. Yep, there's a Cathar, as expected. Yep, no removal cards in hand, unfortunately. think we're just going to play this on 2. Because if it dies, it comes back as a 1/1. So we get a little something out of it. It's not a great play-in. But if they exile something, it's better than them like getting a Gallagher. Because next turn, if we can find a white land, we could Greeters plus Aspirant. Otherwise, we just double Greeters, I think. Alright, there's an Aspirant. Loading up a Cathar, maybe? Okay, we'll block here for sure. That's worth way more to us in the long run. And then we get another 1/1 chump body, which unfortunately now doesn't have an efficient attack. Can't catch a break. Well, where do we go with this now? Do we just go Greeters, Greeters? Man, I just feel like whatever we play is getting exiled. I know it's a very negative mindset, but I'm trying to think. Because the idea, obviously, we'd like to have Kodama out here and buying us some time, but I just don't think we're going to get it. So if we Greeters, Greeters, we get a 2/2 and a 1/1, which effectively don't get to do much. All right, I'm going to try it. And my other logic here is, even if it doesn't completely work out, if we have the Greeters, we can at least get 2 life on the coming turns that could buy us some amount of time. I don't know how much, but maybe it helps. But yeah, we'll see. This is going to be a tough spot to get through because we're taking no less than 3 here, I would think. That's not true. Yeah, see, I thought they were going to move the counter over to the Hopeful Initiate. Oh, interesting. And they're not. What happened here? What kind of trap is this? Why are... I mean, I'm your Huckleberry, sure. I gotta see what it is. Wait, was there nothing? They just didn't attack with Brutal Cathar. For some, I guess they were afraid to lose the Cathar? Wow. That did not at all. That turn did not go any way how I thought it would. Okay, well. Time to change things up, I guess. All right. I mean, treasure... Actually, we just gain life here, right? All right. I mean, I guess we juice this up and attack. I mean, yeah. Oh, sorry, y'all gotta hear that. Let me skip over for a second. I have like some other website stuff up that's making some noise. All right, there you go. We're back. I get a second white in case we get a Wandering Emperor. That's about it. Well, now if they don't kill the Gallagreeters, we're just gonna start getting extra life to stay alive. Then again, if we don't cast something, we do get to flip a Brutal Cathar, and that's not nothing. All right, where's that counter going on this Luminarch Aspirant? Gonna have a 5/5, sure. Sounds like a plan. We'll try to block, because we have Secret Reach. I think the opponent forgot. Kodama has secret words. Okay, we're gonna take it easy then. Counter. Counter. I mean, I guess we just make this into a 7/7 at this point. Alright. Get a land. Not gonna flip it. I'm gonna make them flip it themselves. Even though we wouldn't mind it flipping because then it's actually smaller. Yep. So there goes our 7/7, obviously. Sure. We'll just take it. They're leaving back all the small things, and I don't think they realize that all of our stuff tramples as well. as part of Kodama's niftiness. So we'll plus this for 1. Then we'll go ahead and play this and get a life, because why not? And then if we put a counter on Kodama, and we put another counter on Kodama, and we attack with these 2, that's 9, so you got to block. All right, they're at 2. And we do get land. All right, we need to draw something live. Come on, deck. We've gotten almost, not almost, we still have like 4 basics left, but come on. I think 3 basics, actually. So now, even if they get rid of something, it's a real question for them, because they have to block a lot of stuff here. Right now, you have 4 blockers to our 6 attackers. And obviously, we are at 11, so... Golly. My goodness. That is the worst. Alright, well. Yep, there you go. Okay, let's keep this one. Alright, now we're into it. Actually, you know what? That's not a bad card to draw here. Because that gives us the option now to play this on white. We can actually play a Shambler. We can pump a Shambler. Maybe play this to... Are they going to be playing a Reanimator deck? We don't know yet. Though picking that up is real nice. Let's pass. We're going to use this turn to just pump a Shambler because we get a little more value out of that. 1 point is nice, but now if they target something to kill it, we do get some bonuses here, which is pretty good. Though they could... Well, they can't meat hook here. Alright, let's see what they put in the yard. Now, having these Infernal Grasps is actually key here for sure. Because if they do manage to reanimate something, okay, they may be doing just that. Good to know. Ooh. Ooh, this is a thing. Now we're in a little bit of a tough spot, right? Because if they have a meat hook, we only end up with this left. It's too exciting not to, though. Too exciting not to. Let's go. We could have played Grakmaw and then guaranteed ourselves something, but it would have still been a 3-3. So, whatever. At least here, if they target the Orin Rifus, then we get 2 1/1s. So we're still attacking for 4-5 actually next turn. So that's fine. I was going to say, if they don't kill it, they're in for a world of hurt. So, I mean, that seems necessary. Meat hook. Is that on the horizon? Who knows? We're going to get damage in for now. All right. We'll roll this out so we at least have some protection. I mean, they'll gain a bunch of life, but we at least get a 3-3 back, so there's that. It's not great. Would have liked to have had some mana so we could pump something. All right. That's not the scariest thing by any stretch. We can totally kill that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gosh dang it. Not quite enough. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Still 10, even when I count it twice. It's amazing how math doesn't change. You would think that would be a thing. Alright. Opponent goes down to 4. Now a meat hook probably isn't enough because we can save the Grakmaw. They're down to possibly 4 mana here. Reanimator spell isn't enough because we're... Yep, that's it. Yeah, sadly, we can't do much with this. I want to, but we can't. This is significantly better. Sadly, can't really use the Infernal Grasp, but I think I'm going to keep it and maybe get rid of a forest. Just in case we get black mana and have to kill something, at least we have the option already in hand. I'd feel worse being without it, to be honest. Let's see what we're up against. Looks like mono green, probably. Outland Liberator, fair enough. Oh, this gets kind of interesting now, doesn't it? Wow. I think we're just going to do this, and then I'm going to pass. Mostly because we can get some extra creatures next turn, maybe, depending on what the opponent leaves behind. Oh, well, this is actually werewolves. So that's actually going to be worse, I imagine. I was just thinking, depending on what they left behind, maybe we get Kodama out, get to attack with something would be pretty sweet. Oh, looks like we're gonna... Alright, that seems reasonable. Yeah, okay. I mean, they're probably still not attacking here, sadly. Ooh, that's interesting. Was not expecting to draw that. I mean, we gotta go, right? Let's go. All right, and we get another creature with counters on it, which is pretty sweet here. All right, opponent goes 18. We could have also kept this back and pumped it once and just take the 1 damage, because getting one more in there isn't as important. And would probably, exactly, would have been better to fight here, I think. So that's a little tough. So that does hurt a little bit, not gonna lie. What do we do here now, though? We can play Kodama, send this into the opponent. Actually, send that into her, so then they have to attack. If we... Though, I mean, I guess if we put it on a 2-2 and then both attack... Alright, that's probably better. And then we keep Kodama as a surprise. We get to pump the Shambler. Alright. I mean, who knows? Maybe they have another Adeline in hand. Or not Adeline. Arlen in hand, and that would suck. But if they do, they do. Alright, this is mostly fine. Like I said, not the way we really wanted it to go down, but we'll take it. We got rid of Arlen and a wolf. Opponent's down to 2 cards. Looks like another fight spell. It is. Okay. Well, not a fight spell, but frostbite nonetheless. But they're down to 1 card, and we have Kodama in hand. Ooh, a Zerial. We don't get to see too many of those. That's pretty sweet.
Fight like get in formation.
And when this dies, they get to hit something. So that is something to think about as well. Oh, do we play a second Luminarch Aspirant and send these 2 knuckleheads in? Do we just put... man. Lots of choices here. But the opponent's hand's empty, so I do have to think about that. At some point, we do need to drop the Kodama. Like, that's... Man. They'll make another one. My thing is here, what I'm thinking about is, do I just want to give up a Luminarch Aspirant? Like, attack with both of these, attack the opponent, get a swamp, so then I could play another Luminarch Aspirant in this while the opponent's hand's empty? Might be the actual play. I don't know. So, I think that's what we're going to do. I don't think we really care what that does otherwise. Yeah, I hate it. I hate it, but you know what? Here we go. Maybe I'm supposed to attack Zerial to encourage the opponent to do something about it, but... Alright. But we did get all the mana we wanted, so, you know, we got what we wished for. Now we just have to make the rest happen from here. All right, Pack Song Pup. Sounds good. Sure. Ooh. Ho, 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 ho. How now, brown cow? Hold up a second. Dang. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I mean, I guess we're attacking into Zerial, right? All right, this is all you've got. So we've kind of got to do this. Now, obviously, we have Infernal Grasp, so we're not totally worried about what's going to happen here. All right, opponent did block the best way possible here, actually. That is the best thing for them, for sure. So we are going to kill this. All right. Then obviously we're going to lose Kodama. All right. We've set ourselves up here. I think we go ahead and do this. I mean, obviously we'd rather have played that before the attack step, but I would end up just putting a counter on the Aspirant, probably. But maybe that's still better. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts, actually. Do not like seeing that. Come on, land. That's what we need here. We need a land. Oh, Grakmaw. All right. Here goes. Let's put a counter here. We'll attack. Yeah, let's just save time here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just kill... Alright, we let them decide how to block first, actually. Oh, no. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, but, I mean, I have a kill card anyway, though. But still. Alright. So now we've cleared the Planeswalker. We've cleared the damage.
Doesn't end until I...
We lose the token, obviously. Alright. I think I misplayed 2 turns ago, but... and of course there's an Arlen. Alright. Come on, deck. Jeez, we have been waiting around for you to help us do something here, deck, and you are not being kind. You know that? Yeah, just go +1. Let's pump something. I don't know what we're pumping. Maybe we're just pumping this. And then no attacks. And then hopefully at some point we're going to draw a land so we can just go ham. That's what we want to do here. Looks like they're just going to level up their Ranger class. Yep. Their hand was obviously not great there. Now they will get to flip Arlen. So that becomes a real problem. We did finally get the land. We will put this on green. Pump everybody. We will protect this. We'll send this, this, and this into Arlen, because I'm willing to give up any one of those, but not the Luminarch Aspirant. And if any of the others die, we get to pump Grakmaw, so that's okay, I suppose. Blocking Grakmaw just gets us another 4/4, so that's fine too. Yeah, that's probably the most reasonable block. Alright, so we cleared out their board. Now they're playing off the top, though they do actually have access to more creatures, potentially, with Ranger class. So that's a thing. But if we find land, we keep getting bigger creatures than what they're ever going to be able to play here. Tovolar, annoying, but good card. Alright, come on, let's make Luminarch Aspirant big before the opponent can do anything about it. Love it. Great, we'll take it. Let's go big. Luminarch Aspirant's dead. Yep. I was assuming that was the case. That's okay. We get a bigger Grakmaw. And we get to attack with Vigilance. All right. Opponent goes to 5. Now, we can block with the 5/5. They can trample through, so they would have to spend 3 mana. And then it's Tovolar versus an 8/8. which, you know, if it is, it is. But we're going to make them spend at least 2 mana here if they want to trample through. I mean, we're fine either way. I don't really care. Yeah, that's fine. Well, I guess technically 3, because it's 2 to start it, and then 1. All right. Come on, deck. We got things. You know what? Let's just draw Vorinclex here. That's all we need to do. Let's just draw Vorinclex. Make life easy. We don't need to do anything else. Sure, I guess we get this guy. Why not? Yep. You get to block, get to gain a life, right? Yep, go to 6. Maybe I should have made some 2/2s along the way, since I couldn't finish the opponent. Maybe that was my mistake. All right, there's another Tovolar. Get some free cards here, if you're willing to attack. Nope, they're not willing to attack. All right. We're going to make a 2/2, since here we just get a +1/+1 on a Deuter anyway. And that seems reasonable. And we're going to attack. Though we would have been able to attack with Vigilance. So that is a real thing. But we're just going to attack with this. This Grakmaw is getting huge. I mean, they've got to block every turn. Yeah, you don't really have much choice. So we're going to block, shoot Grakmaw, I think is what we're setting up here. And then we turn Grakmaw into another 8/8. Sounds about right. Which means we do get some life because we'll have a creature come into play. I mean, don't really need the treasure unless we draw the ooze. So it doesn't do much. All right, and that's it. Cool. Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, I guess we keep it. This feels a little dicey because if we end up only getting to play the Swarm Shambler, I'm not sure where the rest of this is gonna go. If we get an untapped land, we could play like Ochre Jelly for 2, and then hopefully get another one and play Ochre Jelly for 3 or something. I think is kind of where we're gonna be at here. Yeah, GG's. Like, we're kind of going nowhere here. I mean, got to put a counter on that, so if something happens, we get another dude. But it's probably like the best we can do. I'm assuming Luminarch Aspirant's dead here. Oh, they didn't get anything either, though. Hold up. Hold up. Maybe. We're still in this. Hold on a second. All right, I'm going to make it 3/3. I'm going to make this bigger. So they all have counters on them. We're not going to attack because we can't really afford to risk lose anything here. But if they don't play something, I mean, maybe I prematurely GG'd. I thought our hand was terrible. And okay, they do have a kill spell. They're looking at killing a Luminarch Aspirant here, which they should, honestly. It's worth giving up, letting us have a 1/1 token. It's not worth killing the Swarm Shambler opponent. Because if you let these aspirants get too big, it's going to be game over. Yeah, that makes the most sense. I would have done the same thing. Like, it's not the easiest of decisions, but I think it's the correct decision for them. All right, so now we do have a real decision. We managed to find mana. Do we just go with Orin Refus and try to put things away? I think we do. I think we Orin Refus up here. Hopefully they don't have like a 2 damage thing. All right, they don't. I'm put the counter on that, so it's hard for them to kill it without trading, which, you know, they might be able to. And then we're going to try to go for it next turn, I guess. We do have an Infernal Grasp. All right, we got lucky. Okay, we're going to keep this and hope to draw an untapped green source here. Ah, we failed. We failed mightily. Is this a deck we can even do much against here? Let's find out. This could be real tough if we don't find land. Actually, it's going to be tough even if we find land, because we're probably just playing like Grakmaw or something, honestly. I mean, we're going to go for it with Kadama because we have 2 of them, but... Okay, if we can find a land, we at least get to attack and get to get some land here. So come on. Dang it. This sucks. We kind of have to choose treasure because we missed. That's pretty rough. Yep, this is going to be a loss. We're already so far behind, and they're going to be getting bonus cards, and they're going to get to put counters on Ledger Shredder. Yeah, we might just need to give the GGs and get out of this one. Because, like, I can't imagine, like, even if we play Kadama, it's either getting killed or countered, right? So, like, if that's the case, I mean, we got to go for it still. But, I mean, this doesn't resolve, right? Oh, it does. Weird. I mean, we try. I mean, as much as I want to kill Kaito, we need mana, or at least got to attempt to try to get mana. Oh, they're just going to draw a card? What? Okay, random, but sure. I was not expecting this. I was not expecting this. Okay. I don't know if we can win, but we're at least still in this. Okay, let's see what the opponent does here. They might want to double spell to make use of their Ledger Shredder. Could open up the door for Vorinclex, maybe. We got to start thinking a little bit crazy, right? Because that's the only way we're getting out of this. Wait, they're going to draw and discard first without even attacking. Wow, what is that about? Really? Whoa. Oh, questions, problems, things. What are we going to do here? All right. I mean, we try? I mean, I don't think it's going to work, but, you know, what's the harm in giving it a go? If it doesn't work, we just play Grakmaw and then see what happens. I mean, like, wait, are they just going to draw? They're looking at drawing with their Bankbuster. Oh my gosh, how are we even in this? Wait, no, they're activating their Bankbuster. What? Oh, they need to sacrifice it. Yeah, okay. I see what we're doing. All right, cool. Yeah. I feel you. It resolves. Decline. Okay, that could have been a lot worse, actually. That definitely could have been worse. Okay, so we attack everything into Kaito. Then they would have to block, I'm assuming, Kadama. And then we could get away playing the other Kadama. I mean, that's not the best. I mean, do we want to play Grakmaw? All right, let's get some. I mean, I could have just played Grakmaw first, I guess. It would have put another counter on the Gala Greeters, which probably would have been smarter, being real. Yeah, let's just do this now. I should have done that, actually. I did miss 1 point on Kaito, which could matter, believe it or not. So that is a mistake. Because it doesn't matter if I play Kadama now or next turn, other than the fact the opponent was tapped, but I don't really care about them stopping Kadama, truthfully. All right, they're going to attack, take the free card. I guess this is where we're going to see a meat hook. I actually kind of hope they do, because then we'll get a 3/3 Grakmaw plus Vorinclex, which is pretty sweet. And it would give us a chance to take out Kaito, which is pretty cool. All right, there's the meat hook. Now let's just hope they don't have Fading Hope, because that's the goal. All right, we get our Grakmaw. We found another land. No counter, please. No Fading Hope. There's something. I guess they both have to attack Kaito. We don't really have much choice here, right? I mean, just in case. Or, oh, a slip out the back. All right, that qualifies. That's cool. Slip out the back. Oh, doesn't put a counter on it because it's controlled by the opponent. Gosh dang it. That's a funny interaction. Even though it targets my creature, it's controlled by the opponent. So, still counts. That's funny. I would not have thought about that being a thing, but amusing nonetheless. Right, we are only at 13, so that's starting to become a little bit of a problem. However, we do have 7 mana, so we could Kadama, then Wandering Emperor, and see how the opponent feels about that. They've got a lot of mana open here, though. Oh, that's not a bad call either. That's something. Okay. Let's send these both into Kaito, I suppose. So the opponent's got going. Memory Deluge. All right, we don't mind that. All right, so we're dealing with one of the problems. Not to say they don't have another, mind you. But I think we can go ahead and get away with this. Let's just exile that thing, buy us some time here.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
All right. Kind of just hanging on at the moment. They can still meat hook and get rid of quite a few things. And it'd just be Vorinclex against the world, I guess. Well, Vorinclex and Wandering Emperor against the world. Opponent remembered we have Secret Reach, so we didn't get them on that one. Let's +1 Kadama. Don't want to put it on the 3/3 because if they bounce it or something, we don't get any value there, obviously. Grakmaw? See how we feel about this? Excellent. Excellent. Don't hate it. I guess we go ahead and do this. I mean, why not? I mean, just give everything trample. I mean, it doesn't matter if they kill Kadama, so, you know, it's whatever's whatever. Flash in a guy here. Yep, there's your Hull Breaker. Makes sense. I mean, obviously you block Vorinclex. Yeah, I was going to say. We get things. And then we get more things. All right. We've given ourselves at least a fighting chance here with the opponent at 10. And a bunch of stuff having trample if they don't deal with Kadama. I was going to say, another meat hook could have been a little rough. All right. That gets returned. No surprise. Ledger Shredder. Sure. Makes sense. Oh, they have a third spell? All right. Cool. GG's. Okay. Let's try it. It's not the sexiest hand, but, you know, it might get us where we need to go. If our Galagreeters lives and we get a Grakmaw, I think that's going to help a lot. Obviously, we'd like to get to a 4th land for Felidar Retreat, but that feels like a little bit of a stretch right now. Ooh. And they left that open. Well, it was nice knowing you, Galagreeters. Oh! Whoop! What? I literally was just cool just throwing the Gala Greeters away. I thought that's what was going to go down there. That did not happen at all. So, yeah. Things are happening here. You know, with the opponent not having a way to kill this, I'm tempted to just get a treasure. Just so that next turn, we can go ahead and just play the Felidar Retreat, then play a land. And put counters on all of our stuff. I mean, hell, we guess we can make a cat, and the cat will put a counter, but you know what I'm saying. Things. Bloodthirsty Adversary, sure. That seems good. That makes a lot of sense. And the Adversary is going to get Homestead Courage. Sure, why not? Why wouldn't it? Yep, no blocks. Okay, let's go ahead and do our thing. And I'm going to play this. And like I said, just make a 2-2 here, I think, is going to be the plan. We'll +1 this duder. And then no attacks. Then this will give us the option to block with the Gala Greeters. Stockpile. You don't see anybody playing that too often. That's kind of cool. Actually, we might even just block with the cat here, believe it or not. Because then next turn we can play a land, pump our team, have Inscription that we could just fight something. That's even better, actually. That solves the problem. That gives us all kinds of choices, actually. I wasn't planning on having that available. Let's go ahead and just pump everything once. And then I'm willing to pass here because I don't think the opponent can do much to us here. With us being able to pump a creature +2, gain life, whatever. I think we're pretty solid. Even if they try to play like, I don't know, let's say, because this is a sack for 1. Oh, you have to put counters on it first before you can sack it. But I was thinking, even if they play something, nah, not that. We're not too worried about that. They're going to target their Bloodthirsty Adversary here. With an Angel Fire Ignition, well, we're going to take this opportunity to probably just make a really big Gala Greeters. I think is what we want to do. We're going to pay the iron price, if you will. We're going to choose to put 2 counters here. And then we're going to gain life, and we're going to let this fight. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll let that fight there. And then now we have this for protection whenever they try to play that next turn. So we should be able to rock and roll from here. We should be all good. +1 Error Body. Get in there to attack with Vigilance. Man, we're basically living off of our opening hand for the most part here, by the way. Except for this Grasp. But fortunately, one of our best cards we did draw was the Retreat, so... Alright, opponent's at 15, and I think we've got the bases covered here to just deal lethal next turn. Even if they play one of their big bodies here, it's just not going to be big enough. Yeah. And if they attack in, they would gain life, but nothing would really come of it. Yeah, and even if they had a Wandering Emperor, we're never tapping. Now, +1 again. Alright, attacking. I mean, if you can kill a creature, you can kill a creature. I mean, I don't know what else you do here. That's 18. Yeah, GG's. Alright. Alright, y'all, that was actually a hell of a lot of fun. I don't think I would change too much about this list. I actually had a good time with it. It had enough game against everything. We did lose a game, I think, where we didn't just find mana. We did get just beat one time. So, like, it's pretty solid, though, otherwise. Like, there's really nothing surprising about it. It just does what you want it to do. Now, the downside I will say for this deck going forward is we do lose some fun stuff like Vorinclex. We will lose Luminarch Aspirant. But there are enough pieces of things that still exist where we're getting to put +1/+1s on things, so it is possible that this still could exist, especially when you're living in a world of Gala Greeters and still have Kodama. So there's some stuff like that that we could still work with in the future. It's really just going to depend what we get from Dominaria and see what actually gives us extra +1/+1 counters. But we do have some things that already exist, so maybe we need to start looking at that for a future video. But for now, if you have these parts, give a bunch of them their last hurrah that they deserve and go kick some butt on the ladder. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Abzan Ascendancy. One, because if I had the ability to play this card in today's deck, I absolutely would have. Getting to put a +1/+1 on everything across the board when you play it is kind of awesome. But it actually has a really sweet ability that whenever you have a non-token creature die, you get to produce a 1/1 flying spirit token, which is great because it's just a free creature. And consider this if you're playing it in something like Commander. It actually gives you some type of sweeper protection, and if you have anything that cares about ETBs, this is going to be even better. So when those creatures die, you also get all those enter the battlefield triggers from some enchantment or artifact you might have. So yeah, this is totally worth considering, and even better, it just got reprinted in Double Masters 2022, and it's only like, I don't know, 15-20 cents, maybe 25 at worst. So scoop one up if you need one. Go try it out. It's actually pretty cool. And if you like today's deck list that cares about +1/+1 counters, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to one of our modified deck lists because those are pretty sweet too and still plays around the same premise, and I think you'll enjoy it. But that's all we have for now. We'll see you next time.